Kevin Durant is one of the most prolific scorers this league has ever seen. After winning 2 NBA titles and 2 NBA Finals MVPs, he's trying to prove that he's still got a lot left in the tank at the age of 32. In today's video, we'll share 10 things you didn't know about the NBA superstar Kevin Durant. Number 10. KD is making history with his comeback? Kevin Durant suffered an Achilles injury in the 2019 NBA Finals and ruptured the Achilles tendon in his right leg. He didn't play basketball for 18 months, ending his time with the Golden State Warriors and decided to take his talents to New York and the Brooklyn Nets. Durant's been playing like he never suffered any injury and has been killing defenses in the league. In his first 10 games this season, he's averaging over 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. And he's doing all that on 50% from the field and 48% from the three-point line. This is literally unheard of. He's currently leading the MVP discussion, which is quite remarkable after returning from a very bad injury. If he stays healthy, he'll most probably win the Comeback Player of the Year award. Other players that have dealt with this type of injury are Kobe Bryant and DeMarcus Cousins, and they are nowhere near the type of comeback KD's made. Durant has a chance to make history with his comeback this season if he continues to put up stats he has done up till now. One very important thing is that not all of the offensive load is on Kevin Durant, with Kyrie and Harden on the team, so they can take some pressure off Durant's back. Go for it, Kevin. You can win ring number 3 this season. Go for it and make history, KD. Number 9, he's always been second best. Kevin Durant was widely regarded and considered as the second best prospect in his high school class, and was also the second pick in his NBA draft class. He's been second in the MVP voting 3 times, and the man standing in his way is a guy named LeBron James. Durant lacks the same killer instinct with James that he has with everyone else, which some people say is because of the friendship between the two stars. Durant responded to that by saying he's trying to crush a guy every time LeBron steps on the court. Despite the Thunder falling to the Heat 6 consecutive times, including the NBA 2012 Finals, Durant was not the one to blame. LeBron James hasn't outplayed Durant. Durant averaged 32 points on 53% shooting. The Heat outplayed the Thunder. But regardless of that, after losing to him in the 2012 NBA Finals, he felt like second best again, and took that loss very emotionally. The taste of defeat from that year's finals changed Durant in a lot of ways, but more than anything, it's only made him hungrier, and all that fueled and motivated him later to win 2 rings and 2 final MVP trophies. Number 8. KD dissed ADIDAS for Nike. When KD was raw and young, Nike offered him a 7-year, $60 million deal. On the other side, he was presented with a 7-year, $70 million deal by ADIDAS. KD chose to go with Nike because he felt very comfortable with Nike, and that they never gave him a reason to change his mind. His Nike deal was the second largest 7-year endorsement for a rookie, behind LeBron's $90 million deal. Kevin Durant had also shown his loyalty to Nike when he chose Nike over Under Armour. Michael Jordan became the biggest star in the world while wearing Nike. Kobe Bryant and LeBron James have become the megastars of their generation while wearing Nike, and we can easily say that Kevin Durant is right where he belongs. Number 7. The secret behind 35. Kevin Durant wore number 35 in honor of Charles Craig, his AAU coach who was tragically murdered at the age of 35 in 2005. Kevin Durant met Charles Craig during his early basketball days. The two of them had a very strong relationship, and Durant was around 8 years old when he met Craig at Seat Pleasant Activity Center, which is about 6 miles east of the United States Capitol. Craig was the kind of man who gave kids a few dollars to get a snack, took them to the movies, and gave them a ride home. He had a van and he'd come by with a bunch of kids and say, "Ma, I got a bunch of hungry kids. Can you feed them?" Among those kids was a skinny and tall Kevin Durant. Craig's death barely attracted any attention and barely made the news. It got so little attention because it was just one more murder in a place where gunshot deaths were nothing special. If he would have died when he was 47 years old, I would have switched my number to 47. It's all about doing it for somebody I love. It's not about what's the better number and what looks better on me. It's all about him, said Kevin Durant. That only goes to show you Kevin Durant's kind and respectful personality. Number 6. No one loves their mother more than KD. KD's relationship with his mother should be a lesson to everybody on how relationships between mothers and sons should work. Wanda, his mother, was a young single mother to Kevin and his siblings. She wasn't anywhere near to a stable financial situation, which later led them to constantly moving. His mom wrote a note that she hung over Kevin's bed: "Always believe that anything is possible." Kevin was very tall at an early age and liked basketball, so when he was 10 years old and told his mom that he dreamed of being an NBA player, she did everything she could to help him. From his mother and family, he learned to always be kind and humble. Wanda Durant praises the person Kevin Durant is off the court, and she's proud of Durant's accomplishments on the court. It's undeniable that Kevin Durant is one of the best players in NBA history, but take it from his mama, he's even more remarkable off the court. Kevin showed his great respect while making the very emotional MVP speech in the 2013-14 season. Number 5. Kevin Durant had a great debut on Rucker Park. Kevin Durant is one of many NBA players who have taken their talents to the Rucker Park court. Durant described being mobbed by the crowd at Rucker and said in 2017, "It was like a quick burst of joy that I haven't felt on a basketball court before. It was amazing." He was absolutely on fire. He was crossing over people, dunking, hitting mid-range jumpers, and draining three-point shots. He was everywhere, and that resulted in him scoring 66 points. He was 2 points away from breaking Steve Burt's record of 68 points, and he was 8 points away from breaking the all-time Rutgers Park record set by Joe Hammond at 74 points. Kevin Durant was able to drill 4 straight threes to end the game. Red-hot performance for real. When he dropped 66 points at Rucker Park, Fat Joe said that he was chased out of the park and that the opposing team wanted to beat up KD. Number 4, KD is a big franchise owner. Kevin Durant is now the part owner of the MLS team Philadelphia Union. Durant bought a 5% ownership stake in Philadelphia Union. Kevin said that he's always been a soccer fan and that he immediately felt a connection with the ownership stuff of Philadelphia Union. The partnership between Kevin and the Philadelphia Union is based on a set of shared values and philosophies, Jay Sugarman said. His ownership stake includes a marketing and community partnership with 35 ventures, committing themselves to develop programs in the Chester, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia areas to discuss issues of social and racial injustice. The Philadelphia Union entered the MLS as an expansion team in 2010, and they've also made the US Open Cup final 3 times. Last season, the Union finished 3rd in the Eastern Conference with 55 points and fell to Atlanta United in the conference semifinals. Combined with his competitive drive and the forward-thinking mentality, they believe that Kevin adds a key piece in reaching their ambitions for the Philadelphia Union. Number 3, KD hated his fan-made nicknames. Kevin Durant doesn't like any of his fan-made nicknames like Slim Reaper or Durantula. Durant says that he's in the league to shine bright, not to be a guy of death. He also says that everybody else loves his nickname and that only he doesn't like it very much. He's more than fine with being called Kevin Durant or KD. The logic behind the nickname Slim Reaper makes sense because of Durant's lanky frame plus deadly efficiency at killing opponents. Kevin Durant says he now likes his Slim Reaper nickname. "There was a time I didn't like it. Back then it was too good of a nickname for me just to have at that age." Kevin Durant wasn't a fan of that at a young age, but now it's time to embrace that nickname and play like it. He's revealed he was ready to bring back his Slim Reaper version and dominate just like he's been doing so far. The rest of the league should be afraid of the new-look Brooklyn Nets player. Durant was actually sued back in 2012 in federal court by a guitarist named Mark Durant, who filed an injunction stopping him from using the Durantula name, as he said he had used it as part of his performance persona for years. While Durant claimed that the nickname was given to him by fans and he wasn't using it to make any money. Number 2, he's a big philanthropist. Kevin Durant is a person who seeks to promote the welfare of others, especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. Durant is a huge humanitarian. He donated $1 million to the American Red Cross through his family foundation after a huge tornado struck Oklahoma. 24 people were found dead. He had also donated $3 million to his former Texas university. That was the biggest donation ever to that university. He had donated $1 million to 10 organizations that will help teach kids how to use the power of sports to combat social issues. In 2013, Kevin Durant founded and developed KDCF, the Kevin Durant Charity Foundation, with a lot of programs to help youth all around the U.S. The Kevin Durant Charity Fund has announced a $10 million commitment to College Track to expand the organization's college completion program to Prince George's County, Maryland. The funds will be used to create the Durant Center. Durant Center will be an educational and leadership facility that helps students from underserved communities. This sounds great, and it's probably the reason for him being awarded the NBA Community Assist Award in 2018, and also the Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award, given annually to an athlete whose leadership has created a positive impact on their community through sports. Number 1, Kevin Durant is a very religious person. Durant has never been shy about proclaiming his faith. In an interview with a faith-based website, Beyond the Ultimate, he spoke about the importance of God and Scripture in his life. He said that, "The Bible both pumps me up and balances me to play my best." Kevin Durant also has religious tattoos on his stomach, wrist, and back, and he's one of the most devout Christians among NBA players. When asked where his success comes from, Durant said he himself has nothing to do with it. It's all thanks to God. Durant seems to take his faith very seriously. He's often seen moving around with his pastor Carl Lentz of Hillsong Church in New York City. Even though he's reached significant achievements in the field of basketball, he remains humble. Kevin Durant said that humility comes before honor. The Bible says the Lord exalts humility, and that's one thing he tries to be all the time. He's just trying to do little things every day to put work in to know Jesus, to know more about his word, and to grow. He thinks he can relate his faith to basketball and become a better basketball player and better Christian by always putting in work. Do you think Kevin Durant will have the best comeback in NBA history? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more NBA content.